Hi everybody, my name is Shannon and welcome to my channel, Another Yarn. Thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. Today's Friday, Fun Size Friday. I've dubbed it that because, I'm just enjoying making little miniature creatures. I like the satisfaction of making something and having a project done in a relatively short amount of time. They're great, like little bite-sized projects, kind of like eating popcorn, right? It's just that snack in between something substantial. I like doing these. Generally, I'll do hats in between larger projects, and I end up with a lot of hats, which is good because then I give them away. I'm enjoying this because I can get the little miniature things done in generally a couple hours. Some quicker than others. Some are my user error. Some of them are I'm busy doing things, not really paying attention. And that's just how that works. I went ahead and I looked at my books. And if you haven't been part of this and this is your first time showing up to my videos, welcome. Thank you so much. And if you're returning, I greatly appreciate it. Either way, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification button so then you know when I'm making videos. So I'm working right now and one of the 3 books that I bought specifically for this. Of course, like everything else, I started with one book and a harebrained idea. I mean, isn't that how things normally work? Good intentions. I'm just saying, so I got this book. And it's Minit Amigurumi Animals. There's 26 patterns in it. And the book is really, really inexpensive. This was $11.95 brand new. You can get it on Amazon for shipped to your door, depending what country you are, for about that much money. Nice. 26 patterns. So about 50 cents a pattern, which goes really well with the name 50 Search Press. They're really known for that. They try to have inexpensive patterns. So I thought, you know what? That's really cute. The little miniature amigurumis, they look like a lot of fun. I can make one a week and end up going through the full book by the end of the year. 26 weeks, 6 months. I thought, well, that sounds fun. And then I was shopping at Joann's with my friend and saw this one. Well, I resisted it the first time. I think even the second time, I really did. I was good. 20% off, the whole 9 yards, right? I resisted. I'm like, I don't need it. I haven't made it through my first book. I don't need it. Well, you can see it's in my hand. So I didn't resist for too long. So this is the Minit Amigurumi Ocean book, and this also has 26 patterns in it. And they're a lot of fun. So I've made a couple. Well, I've made a lot more with the first one, obviously, because I started with that. And I made a few with the Ocean book. And this one retailed $12.95, 26 patterns, again, at that 50-cent mark, right? And you can get these all on Amazon. You can also, any other bookstores, that type of thing, have them order it, whatever it happens to be. Check it out. Well, then there's a third book. I didn't buy this one. I did not. I saw it. I've got a friend who does have it, and she's made quite a few. I'm going to probably snag her pictures. She's done really, really well. But I haven't made any in this book, and that is the Birds. So this one retails for $12.95 also. This was a gift from one of my knitting buddies, and knitting, crocheting, right? We do both. And we went to lunch one day, and she just slid this across the table all nonchalantly, like, here you go. She had no idea I didn't own this one. I thought that was great. So I have all 3. And each week I pick something out of there. And then I've also expanded it to where, if I see some amigurumi online, if I see something that's really cute, and I just have to make it, I'm going to count that too. I didn't do that when I did my little dragons. I got a couple dragons up here, right? The bearded dragons. I should have. I mean, look at that. Aren't these adorable? I mean, doesn't everybody need a sparkly bearded dragon? I love these. That's my favorite, right? I've got other videos on that. Feel free, search through. So I had this one, and then I'm looking through my stash yarn because I have lots of yarn and I have colors, but these are tiny. They just take scraps. You don't need to bust open a new ball of yarn or something like that. And the other thing too, you definitely do not need to use the yarn that they call for. These all call for a fingering weight yarn. Oh, I just dropped some yarn. They all call for a fingering weight yarn, something really tiny, something small, a size C crochet hook, which is a 2.75 millimeter, and they're going to be small. That's all there is to it. They're going to be really cute. They're going to be small. You don't have to do that. If you don't feel comfortable with using small yarn, or you just don't have small yarn, don't do it. Use a bigger yarn. Use your scraps. Use your leftovers. And that's what I got to do. Where did I drop my ball? I dropped another ball of yarn. It's just scraps. Of course I dropped it. Look at this. So here's some scraps that I have. I had a better picture, but here's some scraps. Aren't those cute? This is from making socks previously. And it's, in general, not really enough left over to do anything, but it's pretty and I didn't throw it away. I'm not a hoarder. Don't you judge me. I'm not a hoarder. I'm not. And then this one, I believe this one's a cotton blend. Again, it's a fingering weight, but I think it's a cotton blend. This is wool. This is the cotton blend. And I had that, and I had a couple pieces of this because this one was 50-gram balls of yarn, and it was the leftovers that I had from making the pairs of socks. So I had 2 separate little pieces, right, of this. There you go. And I decided I'm going to do something here. And I ended up making, what is this, little dolphin. Look at this. Isn't that adorable? And after I got it done, I'm like, wait a minute, I should have made, I believe it is the sperm whale. And I'll show you why. This is adorable. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh. Dolphin down. All right. But I wanted you to see how little, and I have a picture of it and everything before I started because I had these 2 little scrap balls, how little amount of yarn this is. And then I even stuffed it with yarn. So this is not using polyfill stuffing. It's just end pieces and cut off stuff from where I'm weaving in my ends for my Boggy Creek squares. And I've got all of those other ends and things like that. Instead of throwing those away, I put them in here. Well, not all of them, obviously, but I used it like that. And I do like that too, because it adds a little bit of weight to it, because this is pretty tiny, small, very, very little. Oh, I don't have my scale right here. I would have weighed it, the whole thing. Very little. And it adds that little weight that the yarn itself is going to have weight that the polyfill wouldn't. Oh, look at this. It's like going in the ocean. That's cool. And I'm wearing blue on, so that's cool. I like the different color, how it camouflages and it blends in. That's pretty neat. My original idea, since I had the 2 pieces of this, is I was going to double it up. And then you would have more marling with the colors and not as much of the striping, as you see that. But with the doubling it up and using it as size F hook, I ended up, it needed more yarn. I wasn't going to have enough of this, when I doubled it. This is what I have left from the 2 little balls. So, I pulled it out. And then I also, like I said, that one is fun. And I wanted to make sure that I had enough yarn on it, but let me show you the other pattern that my original thought process was. And I probably should have done it, after fact, right? Hindsight being 2020, we know how that goes. Let me see, where'd it go? Wow. You'd think I'd bookmark these things. No, I'm not gonna bookmark them. No, I'm not gonna be that prepared. Oh, heaven forbid, right? And let's see, where is it? It's this one, the blue whale, right? The blue whale right there. That's the one that I think would have been better with this yarn. And I think I would have had, it doesn't tell me what page it's on. I think I would have had enough yarn to do it. Let me see if I can find that bigger picture. There's the sperm whale. That one's nice. That's cute. Do you know there's a mini anglerfish in this one? I mean, how much fun is that? I need to make the anglerfish. I never finished my big anglerfish. I need to make an anglerfish. Okay, well, evidently I am just designed not to find that one again. It's really in here. It's in the book. Why can I not find it? There it is, blue whale. Okay. It's not much of a better picture, but you can see that, and it has that underbody, and I thought that one probably would have been an interesting choice since I did pull out those 2 yarns. I had this, and I thought that would be a really good bottom, and this is the top. No, they're not normal. No, they're not traditional. It doesn't have to be. Remember, it's your creation. You can do it whatever you want to. If you want to do it in hot pink, you do it in hot pink. I got a lot of hot pink, right? You can do it however you want to. So I thought those were really interesting and neat. And I wanted to show you some other stuff because I talk about using scrap yarns, and that way you can kind of see, how my mind works and my brain processes. This is just a 1-gallon Ziploc bag. Okay. That one's an actual little mini hank or whatever. I'm not sure where I got it. I don't know why. It must have been given to me because the little hanks confuse me. I think they're gorgeous, but I'm one of the people that when I'm buying yarn, I'm like, oh, I don't know what I'm making yet. Get two, right? I'll get a full hank of fingering weight yarn, which is like 400 and some odd yards. I'm like, well, you know, if I'm making a shawl and I want a bigger one, I'll get two. So then the little hanks like this, you know, that are 20 grams, I'm like, do I need 5? Maybe. You know, so whatever, that's just me. But you can see all of these gorgeous colors, right? These are all leftover sock yarns that I have a ball winder, right? That's why they're the nice, cute little cakes. But these are leftover sock yarns from past socks that I've made for my family. And these are some of the smaller balls. I've got multiple bags like this. Definitely too big to just toss. I mean, I'm not going to toss that away. That's good yarn. It might not make a huge project, but it'll make some projects. So that's what I was digging through, going, okay, let me look at these things. What do I have? And I'll make something non-traditional colors. And that's okay because it's mine. Or it's somebody else's, I'll give it away because I give most of my stuff away. But those are some of the way my brain works and how I can use these scraps. Like this right here has a little, this white. That's not a sock yarn, but it was small, you know, and it's got a little bit of shimmer to it. You can't really see it, but well, you can't see it on the camera. But that one's a nice one to add when you need just a little bit, right? The little accents and things like that. If you're making something and you're doing the multi-dimensional eyes, like this ant head thingy he has here, and you can see the eyes on it, right? It's got multiple layers to it. The sparkle white is nice. And I have some fingering weight, things like that too, with the fingering weight, the red. And well, I've got a lot of sparkle. Let's just face it. I have a lot of sparkle. I'm a sunshiny person. That's my, at least I think so. That makes me happy. So this is just some of the ways that I do some of the different things. Like, what would you do with some of these? You're like, that's not a traditional color for a stuffed thing. Could be. All right, well, that's what I do a lot of my hats with. These leftovers and then mixing them, you know, might as well. Have fun with it. Now this one I think would be gorgeous. Look. So this is that dark navy blue, and it has some really, really pretty rainbow stripes to it. And it made a gorgeous stripe on the socks. Dark blue with that rainbowy stripe. That was so pretty. And this is what I have left over. Well, I can't throw that away. This can be used. Now, this isn't going to make a full hat if I want to make hats. This isn't going to make a full fingerless mitts if I want to make fingerless mitts. This isn't going to make a full whatever. Now, if I wanted to make doll clothes or something, then yeah, maybe it would make a full whatever as far as that goes. But it's really nice. And I can use this in conjunction with other things and make a hat or scarf or whatever. Or making the amigurumi. You don't need a lot. There you go. All the things with the random act of kindness when you're making a little something, a little quirky worry worm or whatever else. There you go. This is wool. So, you know, your mileage may vary. A lot of people are really not too thrilled with using wool. I love using wool. I make sure whoever I'm giving it to doesn't have an issue with wool. So there's no problems as far as that goes. And I am in a very cold climate, Colorado, really expecting a harsh winter this year, right? So the wool's going to be really, really nice. And, you know, I had a lot of hair and it's quite fluffy now, so it's not like my skin's going to feel it. But I like the feel of wool. So that's just me. We're all different. That's why all the fabrics comes in different fabrics, different textures, different colors, different with sparkle, without sparkle. I like the sparkle because to me it's sunshine, right? You know, you're adding that. So I have a lot of, do I have any sparkle in this one? I do have a lot of sparkle. Oh, my other bag has the sparkle. I have another bag. I have multiple bags like this. Last year I made about 30 hats using scrap balls like this. And I had like 5 or 6 of these full. And I have them, you know, all in one of these cubicles, right? Stuffed in one of these cubicles. That cubicle doesn't really look like I dented anything. Because when you're just using this for a hat, did that really make a difference in your bag? Not really. No, it didn't. So I have plenty more to play with, and I have plenty more combinations, and I have plenty more little miniature critters, and I'll have to look at my stuff for next time to see how I can incorporate that, how I can really add that extra color, whether I'm doing 2 strands at once and using a larger needle, or just the 1 strand like I did today, because this ball wasn't really big enough to make that second or to double strand it. I really wanted to, and I even thought about mixing these 2 together. And so have fun with what you have. It's your medium that you're working with, the yarn is. You can create however you want to create. Make a little ocean scene like this with crazy colors. I've got this, like I said, this is just the one bag. I've got all of these fun colors in here, and even this that I'm like, well, what do I do with this beautiful thing? Why not make another something, right? That's plenty. I could probably make 2 of these. Really could. And then it would be used instead of just sitting in there in my collection, or wind it and strand it with something else, or work along that line and add it to a hat, add it to something else. It's fun stuff. All right, everybody. Hopefully this gave you some ideas on what you can do beyond making your fun critters, beyond making yours. And oh, by the way, show me what you made. I want to know, are you making little things? Are you doing this because it gives you a sense of accomplishment and joy? Are you keeping them, or are you giving them away? I've got a little bit of a collection going on right now, and I think I need to start dropping them places. I'm going to put those little tags on them for like the random acts of kindness, and start dropping them places and, making somebody else smile. I mean, if you found this with a little note and said you can take it home, would that make you smile? I mean, why not? I made it. I enjoyed it. I've gotten my joy out of it. Let me go pass it on to somebody else and let them have some joy with something fun, something quirky, just because. And if you wanted to keep it around, just put a little ring right here. You can put a jump ring on that and then attach it to like a key ring. There you go. So, or a zipper pull, or on your backpack, or anything along that line if you wanted to keep it around. For those people who work in the tech industry or behind a desk and everything, computers, just set it on your desk. Set it right in front of your keyboard and just have it right there. Just that right cute little things, right? We all need some cute things in our lives. We all need some sunshine and some joy. That's all this is. There you go. All right, everybody. You have a great day, night, evening, whatever it happens to be. Bye-bye.